Hey everyone, welcome to Sunday Sound Off, where you get a chance to be part of the conversation on everything sports. Tweet us your questions and comments using the hashtag Sunday Sound Off. Let's introduce tonight's panel. They're all very familiar to you now. Soren Petro, Sports Radio 810 WHB, 10 to 2 every day with the program. Soren, how are you this Sunday evening?
I'm doing well. I'm so glad that the Chiefs quarterback controversy was settled today in a definitive fashion. And I did not realize that Alex Smith is going to the Hall of Fame, but it was proven today with a bunch of the Twitter followers. They are convinced.
There you are. TJ Carpenter, Sports Night, Sports Radio 810. TJ, how are you?
I'm doing great. I'm always excited to join you when we have such a masterpiece of a football game to talk about.
And, of course, Blair Kirkhoff, the fine columnist from the Kansas City Star. Blair, you spent the day at Arrowhead. Any fun today? Or?
I did, and if I had a penalty flag, I would throw it at you, Frank.
It's okay. I'm going to punt you in a minute, okay?
Into the stands.
That's all you have to know. Gentlemen, here's our hot topics of the evening first. Who sits down when Justin Houston returns? Travis Kelce's display was blank. And one other blank. The Royals' #1 priority this offseason is blank. But first of all, to our question of the week, when healthy, is the Chiefs' offense good enough to win a Super Bowl? Soren, just the situation. There's 2 minutes left, and they're down 4, and they got to go length of the field. They good enough?
You know, I don't think so. Not right now, they're not. But look, that's a relative term. Is the offense good enough? Are we grading it compared to what the average Super Bowl offense is? Or are we grading it compared to how good their defense is? That's the topic we had last week was, is the defense good enough? Look, the better the defense gets, well, that means the less that you need from your offensive side of the football. But I think right now that defense has got a lot of possibilities with it, with Justin Houston's return hopefully looming over the horizon very soon. Dee Ford's increased play. I thought Chris Jones was outstanding today. But the offense is still going to need to do better than they did today. And I think that's the big question. You said when healthy. I think it can get there. I don't think it's there yet. And I think a lot of it rides. I still am more optimistic that the defense will get to that lights-out, shutout type of defense that maybe the Broncos were playing last year. I've got more optimism that that side of the ball gets to where it needs to go, and the offense can just be satisfactory. I don't see a top-end offense emerging, really with either one of the two quarterbacks that have been playing this year.
Yeah, especially the way the turnover margin is this year, too, for them. They're doing pretty well. TJ.
Yeah, I think it's really important to make a distinction between how good the Chiefs' offense is compared to everybody else in the league and the Chiefs' team is compared to everybody else in the league versus the Steelers and the Patriots, because those are the teams you're going to have to beat in order to get to the Super Bowl. And I think right now, against those two teams, for sure, they're not good enough. They're going to have to execute a lot better. And that defense is going to have to play a lot better, too. As many takeaways as they've got this year, they're still allowing a lot of rushing yards. They're allowing passing yards. And if you do that against Tom Brady, I mean, Blake Bortles isn't going to be able to beat you and put up a bunch of yards. But Tom Brady puts up those yards. Those end in points. So I still feel like that's a huge issue for them right now. And then especially just the way that they ended the games, in terms of the 2-minute offense and things like that. They still have some work to do there as well.
Yeah, and you're talking about a team's health. Ben Roethlisberger, Pittsburgh's hurt. If he doesn't get much better, that could be an issue for the Steelers as well.
Yeah, how bad do the Steelers have to get before TJ knocks them down a peg?
Yeah, well,
it's 2 weeks in a row hyping the Steelers.
Blair?
Lost again today, the Steelers.
Yeah, they did.
So, and you said to win a Super Bowl, is this Super Bowl victory worthy for the Chiefs? Let's get them to a Super Bowl. Let's get them to the AFC Championship game. Is it good enough offense to get to the AFC Championship game? Look, I think when it's healthy, I think when Spencer Ware's back there, when Jeremy Maclin's 100%, when Alex Smith is your quarterback, yes, I do think. And I think we saw it on display to some extent last week in Indianapolis. I thought the offense had a pretty good game there. And a couple times this year they have had that. Not often enough for a lot of people. You look back at the last 22 minutes of the Chargers game in the opener against Oakland for the most part, good offense, and then the Colts game. Certainly not there today, but I think today was a matter of just not having all the pieces in place. All I know is this team is 5-2, and they're in second place in the AFC West, and they're feeling pretty good about themselves. I think this team is good enough to get to a Super Bowl.
Well, here's the deal for me, Blair. They got to get there and win, because I ain't going to be around it much longer to wait for them to wait for another year to try to get there and win it after that, okay? I'm not going to be around that long. Up next, our hot topics. You're watching Sunday Sound Up.